It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. It's a rainy Saturday, so if you are listening while driving around, please be careful out there.
I wonder if it's rainy all through the area. It certainly wasn't on the way over here. But when I got here, it looked like they had some serious rain.
Oh, yeah, I think even around...
Staff was drenched.
Yes.
and the sidewalks were wet. Are you... Oh,
yeah, I have to use the microphone, folks.
Yeah.
That would help, wouldn't it?
Yes.
But
definitely a much-needed rain. We had a hot spell for the past maybe 2 weeks. I know my yard has seen some cracks in the dirt. Oh, yeah. So it's definitely dried and definitely needs some
Well, we
some
had
moisture.
a wonderful June in terms of rain. And,
yes.
Then it quit about 3/4 of the way. I was writing the August gardening calendar. Referring, it's always, you have to write those so far ahead of time. It's always hard to figure out how that rain response will be translated, but July so far it's been hot. It looked like there was only a few days predicted, and the prediction was not very generous, but we'll take whatever we can get.
For the, start today, tomorrow, Monday? Maybe?
40%.
Yeah.
But
well, I had I needed some moisture because I had late night visitors coming through the cupboards, and we're talking 3, maybe 6 inches. I don't know. They look bigger at night.
What's that?
Roaches.
Oh boy.
What are they?
Roaches.
Oh, roaches.
Yeah. So I flipped on the light, and there's nothing scarier in the kitchen. And you flip on the light, and there's
I don't know.
6 or 7 looking at you.
Roaches are not cool. Rats are worse, though.
Well, rats. I will go with that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I have my raid at the ready. I sitting on the counter, so they were dispatched immediately. But yeah, rats.
I had a period when I had some trouble with rats, and my Tilly, my West Highland Terrier, took her a while to decide that was her job to try to catch those things, and then she finally did, and after that she was just looking for them all the time.
Oh yeah. Well,
I can handle those rats. I just don't want to deal with those coyotes or those raccoons. Raccoons are tough too, boy.
I can just hear say, "Well, that's what I was bred for, is killing the rats."
Yeah, a lot of. They generally show up too, the roaches and the rats and everything, especially when you got company.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, that is always happens. You can count on it. But this rain, it's kind of dying out already.
But it was good it was a good rain.
Well,
it was coming straight down, but it wasn't really hard. But it was a good amount.
Well, and it gives us at least the start of the show is cooler than we would expect.
Yeah. I think later this week we're seeing highs in mid to higher 80s, so it won't be that hot of a week coming up, so that's good.
thought you were going to go the other direction. Yeah, the high in the 140s.
Oh, no.
Well, I finally have come to the end of, I still have unripe figs, but I've been managed up to yesterday. I've been managing to go out every day and at least find 2 or 3 that were ripe and that the birds didn't get. Right, they've kind of come to the end now. So if what's everybody else out there? If they've had figs, have they been able to continue to get a crop? Mm-hmm. These green they'll continue to ripen if we get some moisture. But they have a little tendency to. What is the variety, Mark, that were?
You had Celeste, and that was an early variety.
Yeah,
so.
And then you get that potential later variety if there's enough moisture. So
right.
I'm hoping
like
that'll happen.
Alma and Texas Everbearing, or trying to remember another one.
But those figs are easy to grow, and really the wildlife loves them too. So you
if you want to grow fruit in San Antonio, figs are one of them. Citrus is another. My pears in Santa Rosa and plums.
Blackberries.
Oh, and blackberries. Yeah, that's right.
Thank
you.
And if you're looking for a citrus tree, they are on sale.
Let me do it. Right. Speaking of citrus, Alex, what about citrus here at Milberger's?
Well, we have citrus on sale. So starting at $59.99, they're now 25% off.
And I did a quick check before it started raining. I had to race back because it was raining. But we have pretty much all our desirable selections on that. So
what does that include?
So the satsumas, a variety of satsumas. And Bloom Sweet. There was one, I think, out there. Oh, well, there was one. I don't have to think. I saw it.
That's a grapefruit.
That's a grapefruit. Bloom Sweet.
And the lemons and limes?
And I didn't see the lemons and lime. They're on the other end, but you notice I raced back after it started raining. But they are on the end, and so maybe during a break I'll check again. But we do have a wide selection of citrus. And citrus is probably the number one fruit species. Well, you can make an argument for figs too.
In fact, in the article today, we talked mostly about butterflies, and one of the favorite butterflies in this area, the giant swallowtail, will only lay its eggs on citrus, and so that's another good reason to have citrus in your backyard. I was trying to remember. Let's see. I've had the eggs on the lemons and the limes. Oh, and the Bloom Sweet. I had it on the Bloom Sweet past years too. So one of the neat things about the giant swallowtail is that they don't overburden you with the. You don't have 2,000 caterpillars.
No, not like on dill.
Yeah, that's right.
Black swallowtail. So.
Yeah, not mentioned.
It likes dill. It will eradicate your dill and parsley and fennel.
Temporarily, at least, because the dill will come back.
It will come back.
Fennel. But
they will eradicate it.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. You always tell that story about gardeners making the check and they're going to do their favorite recipe and it either needs dill or fennel and so they checked and everything looks good.
Looks like the next morning.
Yeah, there's no
where'd it go?
Just lots of caterpillars, and they and then you if you got to protect the plants in the short term, you need to pull those black swallowtail caterpillars off. Whereas on a giant swallowtail, if you only got 2 or 3 caterpillars on your lemon or your bloom sweet grapefruit, they're not gonna do much damage. And then of course we haven't got any reports like that yet, have we? We usually get the reports on the giant swallowtails, and I know they're flying. They're everywhere in the neighborhoods. So we'll be getting those reports soon, where we get that call. Alex, you haven't been here, I don't think, yet when we got any of those calls about, you're not going to believe this, but we got this caterpillar on the, and I didn't think it was a caterpillar because it looks just like bird poop.
Yeah. Until it moved.
Yeah. But they're worth protecting. They're worth giving them a little bit of your foliage on your grapefruit or your lemon lime or on your satsumas, and they'll take it. And what is out on our tiger swallowtails, which look a lot like, they're just as big as the giant swallowtail.
Yeah,
but
they look very close.
But it's funny. It's kind of funny because they do that rim around the backyard.
Yeah, they like our native trees, cherries, hackberries. I have to look up walnuts, but probably some oaks as well. Deciduous trees probably. It's interesting. All of a sudden, they're there. Like it's a June day, and all of a sudden you go, oh, I've seen two.
Speaking of hackberries, we talked a lot about them as one of the big berry producers, and of course they're one of the toughest plants in terms of unwanted seedlings. But when do they have those berries? Because those berries, a lot of gardeners don't even notice when those berries have been produced.
They should be ripening right now until September, October, maybe. I'd have to look up the exact dates. But
we're kind of at the end of the Brazil.
Yes.
And Condalia, but they made quite a show. I guess that rain really. I don't remember them having as many berries as they did this year.
That's right. The Condalia or Brazil. They were really, really outstanding this spring.
Yeah. Texas persimmon are producing their fruit right now.
Yes. I was walking on a trail. I was at the Medina River natural area yesterday. I had a quad problem on my left leg, and I needed to walk some steps. So I decided to go out there. Anyway, so I walked.
Did you have somebody pushing your wheelchair for you?
No. Somebody wasn't even pushing me. There was no cattle prod involved. But I was walking along the trail, and all of a sudden, all these black spots were on the trail. And so I stopped, and I had to look around for the female persimmon. And there was some fruit still left, but it had either gone to the ground or the wildlife had taken it.
Huh. So I've got Texas persimmon females too. They're still pretty loaded with fruit. Mm-hmm. A lot of unripe fruit up there. But I smiled when you said that because I noticed those black spots too out there.
So it'll be literally overnight. They'll go from green to purple to really dark purple.
If you do it right in your landscape, if you have a lot of those berry trees that we talked about a couple weeks ago in the article, they'll just move from one to one. I was kind of interested in that. Now the figs are finished, and all the mockingbirds and cardinals and blue jays and everybody has moved now to the Texas persimmon, and they had already taken care of the condalia and the anaqua. Yeah, the anaqua is a long period, and of course the mulberries didn't last long at all, but they were earlier in the year too. But It's relatively easy. You got lots of choices, and some of them are pretty desirable landscape plants. You could have, we used to talk about 12 months of color.
Mm-hmm.
You can easily have 12 months of color in the San Antonio area, and you could also have 12 months of berry production for the wildlife too, if you wanted it, and you just went through that list. It's just amazing. Well, and in fact, Mark, I wrote in the article, ran out of space, so then I listed some of the others. And Mark, and there was probably 12 or 14 on the list, but Mark was able to go back through and get another 10 or 12, just saying, well, why didn't you mention these?
Yeah. Not that I look for mistakes in Calvin's articles. I never do. Some of them are just so apparent, they just jump out at you. Anyway, hey, it's funny you should mention fennel on dill. We have dill and some parsley, and we also have rosemary and sage and thyme. So we got parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
That's supposed to be a joke.
Oh, is that?
Milton used to get it all the time, but you're a little young. You don't know that song.
I don't believe I
do.
Do
You know who Simon and Garfunkel are?
I know of them.
Okay.
I'm not an avid listener, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, I feel really old. Help me out. Phone call.
Yes, that number is 210-308-8867. Mark needs some help.
What is that number?
210-308-8867.
He's getting as bad as Milton and running through that phone number. Yeah. Of course,
Milton would run through it. He knew it so well. He would run through it. And us old folks, we may be writing it down or trying to.
Well, the amazing thing is, I could not tell you what the phone number is, even though I've been here 30 years hearing it. And can you remember what the number is?
I know the phone number, but I don't know I can't ever remember the phone number to Milberger's itself.
Oh, really?
No, it's
3760.
It's 210-308-8867. Am I right? Am I close?
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know the number here. And Milton would say it pretty much as often.
Well, as long as we're talking about that phone number, let's remind everybody too that one of the services that I've just come to really appreciate. I know Milton loved it and convinced me that it really works, and it's a good way for customers to take advantage of the constant aggressive pursuit of the new plants and varieties here at Milberger's. If you have a favorite plant or you're curious about availability of a plant, you can call and leave your phone number and tell them which plant it is that you want, and they will call you when they have it or when they have a predicted time. Now, that doesn't lock you into paying for it or buying it, but it gives you an opportunity to do that if you would like. And quite a few gardeners go ahead and do that. They wait until because here at Milberger's, we're trying to have like 12 months of color and 12 months of the berries for the birds and all of those characteristics. And if you want to be able to accomplish that and you want to be able to provide that kind of service, you need to be constantly getting in new orders and taking advantage of the wholesale production that's out there. And one of the ways that helps, you call in to Milberger's, you leave your number, you tell them what plant you want to be told about, and they'll go ahead and call you. And it's pretty serious. They got somebody designated. She's aggressive pursuer of that process and recognizes the importance of it. So she'll get the information to you. And so which number, Alex, did get called?
That number for Milberger's.
Now, Mark, I'm sure Mark may remember.
No.
Go ahead.
The number for Milberger's is 210-497-3760. 497-3760. That's for Milberger's. And the number for our show is 210-308-8867. You can always give us a call during the show. And we wait for your calls while we take a break. We're going to be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867.
Well, I pulled all my tomato plants yesterday. It was not an easy task because they had responded so well to the rains, and also they were still full of some green fruit. But the only thing that kept me motivated was they were also full of leaf-footed bugs, and in fact a lot of stink bugs had already moved in too. So that we've talked a lot about the articles, and that was one of the articles. And what we are recommending is that you get those plants from the spring out. You harvest all the harvestable fruit, and then you pull those plants and pull the weeds out too, so that you kind of clean the area. Now, I don't think, I can't tell that any gardener has had any trouble with spider mites. I may be wrong, but none have reported them. So you can put those plants directly into the compost pile. And they decompose really quickly. Even the old fruit decomposes quickly. And then you'll be ready to plant by August 1st, or if you're a little earlier, I recommend a week before that, but other gardeners, including Mark, recommend a week after. But then you'll plant some of the same selections that you planted in the spring. Tycoon. And of course we got one of the reports we got was from Steve Brown, our retired weather person, but he's not a retired gardener. He's gardening up a storm, and he gave a report. He didn't much care for pole bait.
I was going to say it was a much more solid report than what he used to give on the weather. So he was like very definitive in some of his answers.
Yeah. Well, of course, his favorite Tycoon, Thunderbird. I guess I'm sympathetic to it because his favorites are some of the same favorites that I have. Celebrities was good. He didn't mention any Amelias. I think other gardeners have had some good luck with Amelias. And the advantage to those semi-determinate and determinate varieties are that they get to a height of foliage and stems relatively quickly, and then they concentrate on setting fruit. So you don't have, like the old-fashioned ones, if the weather was perfect, they just kept growing bigger and bigger, and you didn't get much fruit. But these determinate and semi-determinate, they get to the point, and then they really produce a lot of fruit. And then, of course, Ruby Crush, BHN 968, and let's see, Red Snapper, he mentioned. What is the one that I love that I can't?
Valley Cat.
Valley Cat. And Valley Cat, Tycoon, BHN 968, And celebrity, I believe, are the ones too that are. If you have problems or you see some symptoms concerning nematodes, those are 4 varieties that are nematode resistant. So you can go ahead and plant those, even though you have nematodes. It's almost impossible to correct a soil that has nematodes.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're lucky enough to have an acre lot, you can move it, but it's the best because those are good selections and you can pick from them to just select them. But they'll be available at Milberger's and other nurseries in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we're eagerly waiting.
Yeah.
I have my bed already prepared for my BHN 968.
Speaking of,
hopefully we get it.
Oh gosh, they did well.
Yeah.
This year, and so the Ruby Crush, too. Those two are my favorite in terms of taste, and also they're hard to beat in terms of capabilities of dealing with our weather and the challenges of growing tomatoes in our area. They get ready quickly, and they do the concentrate on production, and then they can keep producing even if the conditions. In fact, it's kind of a challenge. I think those are the varieties that it's hardest for gardeners to eliminate because it's continuing to produce wonderful fruit, good tasting fruit.
I received a death threat in case I remove one.
Yeah. So now, if you have spider mites, and hopefully nobody has them, but if you do, you want to do the best job you can to pull those tomato plants out and not drop a whole bunch of those spider mites. Try to get the spider mite plants into the garbage sack, and then send them off to the dump. And the pulling the weeds becomes even more important if you've got spider mites in your planting area for the tomatoes, because they will be hanging out in those weeds, and they'll be, if you drop a lot of them when you pull the plants, they'll be hanging out everywhere there, and so you want to minimize the numbers. The generation time on the spider mite too, and when it's hot, it's just a few days. So that's one of the reasons why you have a real challenge to eliminate them, and that's one of the reasons why we have 2 growing seasons for our tomatoes.
Is there an effective control? It's a leading question.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of exploration and a lot of hope. In fact, we had one of our James. What's James going to try? He's trying soap or
he's going to try the spinosad, and I think the product he's going to use is Monterey. I think that has soap in it, or it requires soap or something like that. Anyway, James is going to try out the spinosad on the spider mites. So we're going to see how it does.
I know some gardeners have tried
tried neem oil before.
Neem oil, yeah.
And I just don't like putting an oil product, even if organic, on a plant when it's 90 degrees plus every day.
So that's.
But also, you also mentioned using seaweed, and that doesn't really kill them.
No,
it just decreases their reproductive rate. Is that right?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
And then what I generally recommend is that you use that seaweed extract as a treatment. If you have a history of having spider mites, and you spray it well under the leaves once a week, and just like Mark mentions, if you get a few spider mites, and if the heat continues, you will, it reduces their ability to reproduce, doesn't wipe them out, and it also is now you can go ahead and double the. I mean, you can spray it twice a week if you do get some, but and if you just continue trying to get through most of the season, if they start coming, and the other thing about that seaweed extract is that it's got nitrogen in it, and so it's also provides some nitrogen for the plant. So it's got several advantages and I'm not sure. I haven't done a measured research on it, but it seems, maybe it's just my imagination, but it seems to do a noticeable job in reducing the reproduction.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first year where I haven't seen any spider mites in my garden.
And it's been hot enough.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So usually what we say is when the weather gets really hot and sunny, hot and humid even, that's spider mites.
Yeah, the leaf-footed bugs say, we don't put up with any spider mites sharing the tomato plants.
No.
But I don't know, but those leaf-footed bugs are quite a show. So
I hope that's spinosad. So I like it. I like all forms of spinosad. But like I said, the new very popular treatment is spinosad with horticultural soap incorporated with.
Another situation that we quite often our favorite primulas, we used to alert everybody that when you grow those, you gotta have a slug and snail bait. Because they're really attractive to slugs and snails. Now, of course, I'll put up with the slugs and snails if I ever get my beloved primulas back.
I know.
I know Milberger's is trying hard to find, and not just Milberger's. So
I'm emotionally scarred.
Yeah, gosh, they're a beautiful plant, and they do well as a winter shade plant, along with our cyclamen. But the other thing we're seeing, we talk about our being pentas being one of our favorite plants for pollinators, along with zinnias. But both of those plants really been, at least in my neighborhood, have been attacked by slugs and snails. Really a lot of damage. That's the first time I've seen that. It's the same degree of damage that you would see in the primulas if you didn't control. So you want to go ahead and protect them because it really reduces the bloom. Now, we brag on how well they deal with the little dose of heat and sun, in addition to being a shade-loving plant. But if they've got a lot of foliage chewed off by the slugs and snails, it's much less bloom going on. And, of course, the zinnias, we don't want them. We don't want to reduce their bloom at all either, because they're a all-star for the sun. If those two plants, if you've got them in the sun and the shade, you really got two great plants. This flower's another one that does well. But anyhow, one of what we've got here at Milberger's is Sluggo Plus, or
Sluggo Plus.
Oh, there's like 4 different slugs.
Yeah, there's all different kinds. In fact, there's different brands as well. Trace always liked the Sluggo Plus, and I do too.
And that, I was thinking that was an organic, but I think some of the versions are not organic. But it's a bait.
I'm going to get on my high horse here. I see lots of products as organic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, organic simply means something with a carbon molecule in it. So you can call iron salt. I don't know what it is. Iron something. The Sluggo bait, organic.
Yeah.
Well, it's really not organic, but it's an organic practice, if you will.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that we're looking for, if you're in our club trying to support the butterflies, you want to use insecticides that do not challenge the butterflies, unnecessarily challenge the butterflies. And the baits, like the Sluggo baits, slug and snake baits are important in terms of keeping the plants growing and blooming. And they don't seem to be any threat to the butterfly because they are little granules that have to be consumed by the slugs and snails. Now another alternative, if you've got your pentas and your zinnias in regular garden space, you can go ahead and use the beer traps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. Now that's a little more elaborate process to go through, but that sure works.
Or so he says.
So it's
open beer.
It's amazing.
Drink. Pour in bottle.
Yeah, it's
pour in cup.
Amazing. You have those little beer cups every 3 feet or every 4 feet in your garden, and fill them half full. Sink it so that the top is level with the soil surface. It's amazing how quickly they'll fill up with slugs and snails.
Interesting.
But you talk about a difficult process.
Yeah.
You can't do it when you have a lot of container plants. I mean, I guess you could have, if you had a big enough containers, you could have one for each container, but that's not real
very
practical.
Excessive.
And another thing Mark and I like to bring up is doesn't have to be high quality or very expensive beer.
Yeah, no. Yes.
Because the slugs and snails will jump in and drown.
They're not picky,
even if it's.
They have no palate.
Yeah.
All right, then 210-308-8867. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. And Calvin, this past segment, you were talking about that you had pulled out your tomato plants already.
I'm sorry?
You pulled out your tomato plants already, correct?
Yeah, you've already eliminated.
Eliminated.
Eliminated with extreme determination, with extreme prejudice. You got rid of all your tomato plants. In other words,
I have a naysayer in my family.
A naysayer?
Yes.
Could that be?
Yeah, they don't want to because they're still getting lots of tomatoes coming out weekly, so they're very adamant on keeping them in.
Well, this is especially, it's tough every single year when we do this.
It's small ones?
Small.
Yeah. So that's nearly always the case.
But this year especially tough because we had that rain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if I had done a better job of controlling the leaf-footed bugs and the stink bugs, I would have been in that same kind of category because there were so many nice green tomatoes that were going to look like that they would produce, especially the smaller, the Ruby Crush and the BHN 968. But when you got those leaf-footed bugs, and they've been injecting their digestive juices in the tomatoes, you've got that lingering fragrance and that lingering taste. So And then I also said, well, this is generally, in most years, this is the most desirable route and the plan in terms of producing the most and the highest quality fruit. So I just kept pulling them. Once you start, too, it's good to do that. But yeah, there'll be a lot of gardeners that'll say that. Now the problem with that is it puts the second half. If we're going to try to get a second half, another crop out and beat the cold weather, that would be tough. So the prediction I'll make is that they'll get some spider mites in 2 or 3 weeks, and then by the time if they wanted to pull those and get another crop in, they won't have enough time to get much of a harvest. Now if the weather cooperates with them, they could manage it, because some exceptional years, and this could be an exceptional year. So this would be the year that you would gamble a bit on like that. So they may be right. We'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully they're listening and heard that.
Yeah. And if they are right, you can carry the message to me and say, or if I'm right,
I'll say stubbornness runs in this family. So,
but that's the issue all the time that we face, and this year is especially hard because of that timing of the rainfall and the conditions of the fruit, and the lack of spider mites. If you got spider mites, it makes a big it's even less appetizing than the lace bugs. I mean the leaf-footed bugs. So that's cool. Now the article today, we talked about the butterflies, but we talked about the giant swallowtails, and then last week we talked. We had Mary and Lulu talking about they actually saw some monarch butterflies, and because in the article we talk about the queens closely related to the monarchs, and the queen butterflies will be the ones that'll be generally laying their eggs on the milkweeds. And of course the most common milkweed out there blooming and with foliage is the tropical milkweed. And then zizodies out there, the butterfly milkweed, a lot of them are blooming too. And then we had a lot of reports from our gardeners about antelope horn. They're out there blooming to the to the north and west of San Antonio, relatively big patches.
And it's a nondescript flower. It's basically white, pale color.
It's more impressive when you see it an individual photo of it, because when it's out there in a 20-acre field and there's one every 20 feet, they kind of get lost in the mix. But unlike the zizodi, I've had trouble. I got a bunch growing, and then we've had other gardeners that have been able to grow them. I have trouble with getting much action from the queens or the monarchs on the zizodi. Although we do have photos from one of the gardeners, one of the staff at our Douglas King Seed Company, with the monarchs laying eggs and hatching caterpillars on the zizodi. But that's one that we haven't seen much action on. And so we got action on the antelope horn and on the tropical, and a little bit action on the zozoti too. But we got plants out there of the showy milkweeds, the green milkweeds.
Native, the butterfly weed, the native tuberosa.
Yeah, the butterfly weed is native, but it's kind of questionable.
I was going to say, it's the most attractive, but the most questionable in use.
Yeah, and it's growing here in the certified butterfly garden here at Milberger's. And in fact, last year we saw the queen butterflies did hatch caterpillars on there. So we don't know for sure if they successfully matured and flew off to the back south, because I think it was in the fall that they were hatching. But they did. The caterpillars did seem to do a pretty good job of getting enough food from the butterfly weed and survive that. So it was kind of surprising because a lot of sources have their experience has been that the butterfly weed has not been a very successful place to lay eggs, including Gayat Agilsky, who is wrote the book that we talk about a lot, attracting butterflies to Texas gardens. So that's an interesting topic. But anyhow, the article talks about some of the butterflies that the monarchs are gone on their
they should be gone.
Yeah, well, the majority of the population seems to be gone, be on their migration.
Right.
But you're right. We have had reports from reliable sources that they're, and we questioned we wondered if somebody was raising monarchs, which we've had a lot of gardeners do that. They get real partial to the monarch butterflies, or we do the monarch butterflies to make their own decisions, and some have decided not to migrate, and so they might have been laying eggs too. So that's always a question, and it always that stimulates a lot of the research. For the article does mention too, I think it's under This Week in the Garden, that if you want more information on that research, monarch research, butterfly research, lots of it on the internet, and we listed some in the article of our resources in terms of books, including Gaeta's book, to get access to that information. And then Mark went in there, and Milberger has a really neat.
Come back, hurry on over. That's the last one.
Is that all that's there?
Yeah, that's all that's there. So one more. It's called Butterflies of Central Texas, and there are 60 butterflies. Yeah, I counted them before we started the show. It's pictures of 60 butterflies. So it's one of these laminated fold-up pictures. And the nice thing is it has the host plants. It has pictures, the scientific name, the wingspan, when you see it, and the host plant. So that's really cool.
Does it have the nectar source in there too?
No.
Well, yes, like you said, there's only one left, but I'm sure they'll get more.
They'll get more. I'm just saying, hurry on over. Get one. Get the last one.
Hurry on over, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. We'd love to hear from you, 210-308-8867. Rain's kind of slowed down around here.
But the thunder hasn't.
Hasn't. We're starting to see a lot more customers roaming in now that it's starting to dry up. So we didn't talk about it this first hour, but let's get to some of the sales going on.
Well, let's talk about it. Yes, we have discovered Calvin's mystery plant.
His mystery plant.
And it's Russellia, or the common name is firecracker fern or firecracker plant, which is a fabulous plant. Tubular flowers. Both hummingbirds and butterflies love it. And what is it?
It is on sale.
It is?
Yes. Firecracker fern in a number 3, regularly $24.99. On sale, 2 for $40. So, yes, it has.
And, folks, you can envision this. This is a kind of what we call it, big spreading, drooping, I don't know, sprawling. I don't know how to describe it.
I kind of abandoned mine, but it was established and it didn't seem to care. Mm-hmm. It still claims the territory that it had in the raised bed.
And expands.
Mm-hmm.
And is expanding that territory.
And then that was I was talking to Mark and Alex about there was the big black bees on there that seemed to be dominating it.
Big native solitary bees. I don't know which one, but I thought Mason maybe. Trace and I thought Russellia should be a Texas superstar. It's not one, and I guess I got to talk to people. Yeah. However, don't we have more superstars on sale?
We do.
See how I'm doing that?
Get to those right now. But first, 210-308-8867. We have David on the line. David, thank you for calling. How are we doing?
Hi, how are y'all?
We're doing great. Thank you.
I've got a couple of questions. On my tomatoes each year, I struggle this time of year with the, I think they're called leaf leg bugs. And I'm wondering, one, how to prevent that from happening, and two, since I've got them, what can I treat the tomato plants with to get rid of them?
Well,
I'm passing the ball to Calvin.
Yeah, right now, in fact, we wrote an article a couple of weeks ago about this. What we generally do, we recommend that you pull the tomato plants from the spring and you go ahead and then replant for the fall garden. And
yes,
I was talking about the leaf-footed bugs kind of dominated mine, and so that's the situation they're in. The reason Mark is making gestures over there, but the reason that they're very hard to treat because they're so large, and on tomatoes. On peaches, the peaches will get attacked by the leaf-footed bugs. But what we do, we start spraying the peaches once a week with malathion, and that keeps them at bay. But it's hard to do that with tomatoes because you want to pick the tomatoes every day, and you don't want to wait 4 or 5 days or 6 days between picking.
Well,
Mark,
what was the gestures I was making?
The vacuum cleaner.
So the manager here, Trace, he used to recommend a little handheld vacuum, shop vac type of thing that you could use in automobiles.
Okay.
And he would use that to pluck them out. out of the tomatoes.
And you want to you don't want to let them get ahead of you, because they do inject their digestive juices into the tomato and then harvest it. And if they're working for 2 or 3 weeks at it, you can really smell it and taste it.
Yeah. Right.
So they'll inject it and then come back. What
about for next year? Is there anything I can do for my garden or my plants to keep them from showing up next year?
You might want to try spinosad.
Yep.
Which is an organic control, and it doesn't have as long restrictions on.
Yeah. It's going to be short term. It's widely used organic, highly recommended, highly effective in a short period of time. So. You may want to do that kind of a dousing spray on the leaf litter and the plant itself.
Now, Trace,
I'm thinking of peaches right there.
Yeah, Trace, who Mark mentioned, Trace just would go out with his little vacuum cleaner, once a week,
and just suck them up with it.
And just suck them up. But he would do that on a regular basis, like Calvin said, because you want to get ahead of them, because. Yeah, they are nasty, and they're devious.
This year has been particularly tough with them.
Right. I appreciate it. I appreciate the information. Thank you very much.
Thanks, David. Talk to you later.
Y'all have.
Thank you, David. Yes, 210-308-8867. Give us a call. Back on the topic of sales and Texas Superstars that we have for sale and on sale. First off is the Periwinkle, also the Vinca Cora series, and a number 4-inch pot, regularly $179, on sale $8 for $12. Of course, those are disease and deer resistant. We have Esperanza, and a number 2, regularly $19.99, on sale for $16.99.
And that is a good pollinator plant too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the deer do not seem to eat it.
Make sure it's the cultivar that grows quickly and young. And I'm stalling. Gold Star, right? Yeah.
And recognize it by it being in bloom.
Yeah, that's an easy way. If it's blooming, it's Gold Star.
And then one more superstar we have for sale this weekend, Lantanas, which is also deer resistant, and a number 1, regularly $9.99, on sale for $6.88.
Well, and you talk about, they're in front of us here, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 3 8-foot wide and 30-foot long rows, and the new gold and the lavender spreading. Oh gosh! Then there's a new bright red over there.
And that was one of the last things I did before we went on the air. So I looked at the name, and the name is Really Red.
Really?
Yeah.
So the lantanas, of course, are deer resistant too. Mm-hmm. The deer don't eat them, and the pollinators love them. And they're a great plant for our landscapes. Very drought tolerant.
Oh yes. 210-308-8867. We have James on the line. James, good to hear from you. How are we doing?
Well, we had rain all around here, but we didn't really get anything at all. I heard the thunder. It rained east and west and north, but we didn't get much.
Are you unhappy that you didn't get any?
Well, it would have been nice to settle the dust.
You sound more and more like a farmer or horticulturist, James.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What is it James is going to complain about now? Too much rain? Not enough rain?
Well, yeah, that's part of my family, so I'm right there with you. Could have used a little bit more.
I lost, I don't know, $2,000 or $3,000 worth of tomatoes because we got too much rain.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you happy. I know that.
Well, we've had several calls about the typical calls. You know, we're recommending people pull the plants because it's time to, in a couple weeks, to put in a new crop. But I had sympathy for them because I was pulling all mine yesterday, and gosh, they still had the plants looked good, and they still had green fruit on them and everything. But the only thing that really kept me driving and motivated was those leaf-footed bugs, and the stink bugs everywhere. Gosh, no, there was no spider mites, but I've never seen so many leaf-footed bugs in my whole life.
Well, they've got pheromone traps for those. I mentioned them last time.
Yep.
And I can't remember the name of the outfit, but it's. I talked to a guy that's got them. And I can't really remember.
And he reported they worked well, huh?
They've got it's a trap, and then you put a pheromone in it, and it attracts the leaf-footed bugs. Leaf-footed. Mm-hmm. I had them real bad one year, and then I was going to get that pheromone trap, but then they didn't show up the next year, so I didn't get it. So I don't know how good it works, but something's better than nothing. And
where did you get it, sir? Or
somewhere up in that North Country where you come from there, sir. One of those insect outfits. I don't know. I don't have a computer, so.
I suspect if you went to the pheromone leaf-footed traps that they'd show up on the internet.
Show up, yeah. So, David, if you're still listening, here's another option: is the pheromone traps. Thank you, James.
Hey, I got a question about figs for you guys. I was thinking maybe ordering some Celeste and Almas from an outfit that sends. You can order plants from. They send them bare root in the wintertime, so the package doesn't weigh so much. And I was going to get some Celeste figs. I had them growing here a while back, but I didn't have them in a row, and it was hard to keep the water on them. And this time I'm going to put them in a row so I can line the irrigation up, and probably 8 foot apart, I figure, on the figs. But they've got a variety that I don't know anything about. It's called the Louisiana State University Purple. And I was wondering if you guys knew what that was.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Looks like we're having some technical issues with transmitting over the radio, so right now we're going to take a quick break to see if we can get this figured out. Again, this is Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Apologize for the confusion earlier. There were some technical difficulties. I want to say we're going to blame it on the weather because it was a bit unexpected, but we should be back up and running.
I'm so heartbroken because that was my wonderful spiel about the tropical milkweed, and
I know, and it looks like
nobody heard it. Yeah. Did you do that on purpose, Alex?
I did not. But also good news, we have James back on the line, so we can get his question. Yes, sir, James. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for taking my call. I had a question. I was going to order some bare root figs this winter, trees, and the Womack Nursery that I was thinking about ordering from has a LSU purple, And I don't know if you guys know what that is and what's that's all about, that fig.
Well, when the other James asked me to do some research on figs, I went and did some, and that was a recommended variety. Now, more for East Texas than here, but I'm stalling because I don't have my notes with me, and I can't tell you whether it was a sweet, honey, or berry tasting. Those are the categories that all the figs are broken up into: sugary, berry, and honey. So I want to say that was a honey because it came out of LSU. That's all I know about it.
Okay, what is the Celeste and the Alma?
Celeste and the Alma, two different ones. One is a sweet. Again, I don't have my notes in front of me. One is a sweet. Celeste is an early fruit, rose colored.
I have
fruit.
Celeste and really like it. Very productive, easy to grow.
Easy to grow, nice tasting, very, very, very sweet tasting.
You get an early crop, and then you have a potential for a second crop.
Yeah, and the Alma is a Texas A&M derived variety, and it's a later one, and I believe it has a berry flavor, a more earthy taste.
Well, Calvin likes the Celeste. About how far apart in the row? I want to squeeze them in as close as I can. I was thinking maybe 8 foot in a straight row so I can keep up with the irrigation, so I can put loops around each plant and you keep them all irrigated. When I grew them before, they were over here and over there, and I couldn't keep up with them.
That seems a little close. You mean 8 feet between? That seems a little close.
Well, I want them packed in there so I can cover them with a shade cloth when they start ripening up, so I can keep the birds off of them, the mockingbird.
Yeah, he has gangs of mockingbird out that way. I am not opposed to that, provided you're going to keep them in bounds with vigorous pruning.
They're going to be pruned, and the prunings are hopefully going to be used to propagate hundreds and or thousands of new fig trees.
Well, they'll generally do that. They're easy to propagate. If I was planting them just based on my experience with them, I would plant them 20 feet apart.
Yeah,
and I was going 15. I was mouthing 15 as he was doing it. So, but, that's standard. Those are the standards that you see coming out of A&M. So I said, you can go smaller, but you're going to have to keep them with vigorous pruning.
If I prune them hard, I can plant one every 10 foot. I've only got 80 foot to work with.
Right.
Yeah, you'll have to do go through and prune out hackberries and things like that too.
Yeah, remember that's going to be 4 feet on each side.
Okay, what about 10 foot?
That's a little bit better. So anything going upwards is going to be better.
No, this is in the garden. There's no hackberries or cactus or anything in there. It's been grown before.
Sure. I'm sure you're very persuasive, James, and the hackberries will obey your very and
they're out on the
hackberries and the lantanas and
yeah. Anyway, so the figs are going to grow up fast. And probably the Celeste is probably going to be the smallest.
Really?
So but I'm not sure. I have to, again, I purposely left my notes in the car, and they're way out in the parking lot. I can't remember which one is smaller, whether it's Celeste or Alma is the smaller of the two.
Well, I've got all year long until it, bare root time comes around in the winter to make up my mind on this. But I want to give a row of figs because there's a lady that I know, she makes a fig preserve, I guess you call it, jam, and I take the red jalapenos and have her grind up that jalapeno in there in that fig jam. And oh, buddy, you can't. That's the best. It goes good on everything.
Well, I'm kind of with you on that, James. That the fig taste is just one of you can eat 6 or 8 of them a day and not get feel like you're getting buried in calories, or they're just a taste and very productive. So,
but
I think you're on the right road.
Yeah, that you can put that jam on, pork chops on the grill, man. You can put it on everything. It's real good. So that's why I wanted to try to get going on it. But the only thing I can figure to cover them with is that shade cloth I got, because nothing else is strong enough. And you can't put that netting on there because it sticks on everything.
Yeah,
that shade cloth is a little bit finer mesh.
I find that vitamin PB injected at very high velocity is an effective means. It's very strong, but you can't do that on mockingbirds. It's just not appropriate.
Well, they get pretty. It's amazing how tame and bold they get. Because I'll be out there looking for the last few days, looking for the last of my figs. And the mockingbirds are like 3 feet away from me in the tree, looking for the last of the figs too. And I haven't had a fist fight with them yet, but it seems like it's possible.
That's a fact.
I was going to say, I tell you what, James, I will get the notes out of the car for tomorrow, and we'll do that first thing. Talk about all the figs.
But if I put them like 10 foot apart and really prune them hard, they might make a hedge.
Yes. Expect it to be a full barrier.
Oh, man, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, thanks for taking my call and answering my questions.
Appreciate it. Back.
Thank you, James.
Bye, James.
Bye.
All right, got one more break. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. We'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. Got about 15 more minutes in our show for today. To round off the sales that we have going on at Milberger's, a lot of bright colors that are for sale. We have the Mexican Bird of Paradise, also the Pride of Barbados, and a number 2, regularly $19.99.
And the Poinciana.
And the yeah,
it's just multiple names. It wasn't classified as Caesalpinia for a while? Or was that something else?
I think you're right. I think that's the genus. Is it the genus?
I know it was like Poinciana, Caesalpinia, something else.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, even botanists have to have jobs, I suppose.
But gosh, is it? You talk about attractive right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is spectacular. It's got that kind of airy, open area, and then those blooms on the top that are glow in the dark. Oh yeah,
there's one right there. Yeah,
this young lady has one in her cart.
But they grow fast. And the deer don't seem to eat them.
Nope.
So it's a great addition to the landscape.
Yes.
Drought tolerant. And
others?
What's that?
What other ones we have there, young man?
But yeah, that one is on sale for $14.88. We have zinnias on sale in a 4-inch pot, regularly $179, on sale 8 for $12.
What kind of zinnias we got there, Mark?
Yeah, I know. I'm looking like this. So I grabbed some of the last Dreamland last week. They're on their last legs, but I'm hoping to bring them back a little bit. But we have Profusion, and we have Sahara, and we have a couple of different kinds of Zahara. All those that are unflowered yet, unbudded, are Sahara.
And they're the one over there is called Flame Red.
Yeah. So that's the one that doesn't have any flowers on it yet, and that's the one I'm kind of waiting for. I'm having my eye on because I do like that variety, that selection, and normally they're a yellow to gold, to orange, and this one said, what was it again? Flame red. Yeah.
Flame red.
So I'm kind of hoping. So I'm going to be keeping my eye out on that. But those are the zinnias right now.
We have Tangerine Crossvine. It's in a number 3, regularly $34.99, on sale for $24.99.
That's a good vine.
Yeah,
Pollinators love it. Now, unfortunately, I think the deer eat it.
Yeah, and the other thing is usually only has one big bloom. It doesn't bloom. Yeah, in spring it does. It blooms occasionally in the fall. But that's one of our ones that are recommended. So we got basically 4. Butterfly vine. What's her other one? What's her? Cross vine. Butterfly. What?
Coral vine. Did you write?
Coral vine. And then, but the other one I was thinking, I saw an advertisement or recommendation from another nursery. Mexican flame vine. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we occasionally have it here.
Orange flower.
Yeah, it has nice orange flowers in the summertime, which is pretty nice. So I always think about three or 4 different.
Isn't it?
What's that?
No, just the cross vine is on sale.
Oh,
yes.
But I wanted to take an opportunity to go. Just folks, remember that we always recommend, and we've had on sale Texas Star Confederate Jasmine before.
Yes.
That's another recommended one.
But yes, the Tangerine Crossvine, again, number 3, regularly $34.99, on sale $24.99. Houseplants, they're starting at $2.99, on sale 15% off.
Well, there is a you want to go in there, and that's kind of an underexplored part of the nursery here, especially for us here. I rarely spend any time over there, and it's amazing what kind of plants are in there. Of course, the one that we mention a lot is the Phalaenopsis orchids. They're spectacular, and that is a plant that really easy to grow and very attractive, unbelievable. And it's worthwhile to. You want to come to the nursery, it's worthwhile to take the time to go through that greenhouse.
They have Dracaenas and Chinese evergreen. That's one. If you kill a Chinese evergreen, you really have a brown thumb on that. But I don't know a lot of houseplants, so I hardly ever go in there.
Well, we've talked about roses pretty much every week, but this weekend, all roses in stock are on sale, 25% off. So they have Belinda's Dreams, knockout roses, patio tree roses, and lots of various colors of hybrids and climbing varieties.
Mutabilis. That's my heart.
That's your heart?
Heart from Mutabilis.
But yes,
we do have a few Mutabilis.
And they had, I don't know if they still do, they had some Mrs. Dudley Cross over there too.
It started to rain, so I didn't get to look at all the tags.
But yes.
So I don't know, but they have knockout, and they had Martha Gonzalez.
Yeah, a lot of Martha Gonzalez.
Yes.
That has just been blooming constantly. The one that has a tough time has been the Grandma's Yellow, but all the others seem to be doing pretty well.
But yes, all roses are 25% off. We have crepe myrtles, regularly $44.99, also 25% off.
We've got a wide selection. I already saw a couple of them go out. 3 or 4 of them go out today already while we were on the show. And a good selection of those from very small to very large.
Do some of them have blooms on them right now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and I always recommend look for those trees that have blooms on them to know what you're going to get. If that is your selection, remember we encourage everybody to. Is that us?
It's the weather alert system.
And you expect them to be blooming through till Thanksgiving, maybe. Yeah.
Well, I was going to finish up. I was just going to say we always recommend those with the Indian names because we know those will be mildew resistant. But there's a whole host of new varieties always coming on. There's got to be over 150 different varieties from 2 feet tall to 40 feet tall.
Yeah, there's a size and a color and a shape to fit whatever landscape situation you've got.
And the last item that we haven't talked about is the Laurel petalum.
Oh, it's just a joy to come in every day and see you butcher names. I love it. Laurel petalum. Yeah. It's
also in parentheses Chinese fringe flower. And a number 3, regularly $24.99, on sale for $19.99.
You know, this is one of those plants we always mention it. It goes through popularity phases. So 15 years ago, boy, everyone wanted one.
Yeah, I was trying to remember.
And now you don't ever hear about it.
Yeah, it was like the morning sun or partial sun.
Right. Morning sun, afternoon shade.
Well drained.
Yeah. And it's pretty, and it has beautiful flowers, but you just don't hear about it very much anymore.
Yeah, you don't.
I suspect. Does it say it on here?
What's that?
I suspect that it is favored by deer. I'm not sure.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, it doesn't say. So I would have to go see the sign.
That makes you suspicious if it doesn't say.
You think my suspicions are right, or just?
Yeah, I was trying to. I know we used to plant it in the kind of in the sheltered area of the garden around the patio and things.
So in and amongst other shrubs, I think it's very common. Maybe in the back of an annual bed or so. I'm stalling because Alex is
from what I'm seeing,
vigorously working on the keys.
It's Laurel petalum, correct?
Laura petalum.
Laura petalum.
Don't worry, I used to screw up the name when I first read it.
From what the interwebs say, it is a highly deer resistant.
Oh, it's highly deer resistant.
Though hungry deer may occasionally browse tender new growth.
A tender new growth in the flowers.
Yes,
I would imagine.
Well, I can't. That seems.
You know, this is a common problem, and I never read all the way through.
What's that?
Last sentence, last phrase.
Oh,
it requires minimal pruning and is highly resistant to disease.
Got to read the fine print. Oh, there we
go. That seems such contradictory. It's highly resistant to deer browsing, but then occasionally the deer browse on it.
Requires. Sorry, folks. Requires minimal pruning and is highly resistant to deer. Yeah, I can see.
Doesn't say that the deer says that the deer occasionally browse on it.
Oh no, this was from my Google searches. That's what they were saying.
Oh,
but on Milberger's, it's saying that they're highly
highly resistant to disease. Anyway, regularly $24.99, sale $19.99. So, but it was just one of those ones. I was reading it, it goes, we haven't talked about Laura petalum in a while.
Go ahead and make a little note if you're a gardener out there and has some experience with Laura petalum, and whether it's whether the deer have chewed on it in your landscape or not. Because that seems, and this is not what Milberger says about it. This is something that Alex got from the computer here.
Yes.
You don't have any Laura pedalum, do you? In your landscape?
What's that?
Do you have any Laura pedalum in your landscape?
No, I did for a while. It didn't do well, and I dug it up.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They advertise these lovely pink, purple blossoms and everything.
Yeah, and it didn't have any.
Very little.
Yeah,
and
because I know your landscape, and we were just talking about what I would prefer. I would prefer lots of morning sunlight and afternoon shade, which is not what you have in your landscape.
Well, unfortunately, if the oak wilt continues to spread, I may have much
more
sunlight.
You may have it, yes.
I came over here specifically because you talked about Dallas red and also what really red.
Yeah, I always joke about the names that they give the red lantana, and this one is really red.
I plan on buying 4 pots of it. Thank you very much.
Oh, very welcome. Right. No. It does like sun.
Well, now
are you going to go in that corner? Or
yes. The mailbox and the mountain laurel have been mowed down, I do have quite a bit of sun in that corner. So that's where it's going.
I know Janice's landscape. Anyway,
thank you.
We're getting near the end, aren't we?
Yep, we're inside 2 minutes.
And it looks a little bit like it might try to spit and sputter a bit here.
I know. That's right. I was pointing over Janice's. I didn't see her actually first, and then she waved at me. I went, oh, hi. But I was actually pointing to the north of 1604 and out to our east here. It looks west, rather.
West.
Yeah.
Hey, that's some good rainfall to have for our aquifer, no? In that general area?
Yes. The best place is over by Quihee and then north of Hondo are areas which we need to have the rainfall. There's a small narrowing of the recharge zone in that area, and then we can get lots of our water that way. So that's the best place.
Best place. And it looks as though these next few days, good chances of rain. So.
Oh, but I didn't look in the newspaper today to see the aquifer level.
I guess we'll talk.
That was kind of our daily thing, Calvin and I's daily thing.
It's up to 20 feet apart.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy. Well, all right. Well, we thank you for listening.
Real quick.
What's that?
Listen tomorrow, everyone. There will be an event.
Oh, yes.
That we've never seen before that I will conduct.
All right, then.
And I'm not going to tell you anymore. You just listen to the radio.
Yeah, you're going to have to tune in. Thank you for listening to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar, Dr. Calvin Finch, and Mark Peterson. Have a great Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow at noon.